And so once again, we are live.
Yeah. Fuck it. I'm going with it this time. We are fucking live.
I'm just saying, even though people are not going to hear this until after, when I'm talking right now, when I'm speaking, I'm live. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
With some weird quantum, multiverse thing that happens when you record audio is that like you're live, but then it's like it's catching it like a point in space. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't either, man.
This is definitely weirder. We did the first one, and we were sitting at a table. So now we're back to the couple of pre-shows that we recorded that weren't ever released, to where we're on the phone. So, yeah. I am already at a loss from how we're starting, because neither time have we like introduced ourselves in a normal introductory way. We just kick it off and start talking, and there's no like, yeah, I'm your host, blah blah blah. So what you want the common, what's up guys, this is Rich and Adam and we're here doing some spectacular stuff. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and click the bell so you get notifications. Okay, so Adam, what are we talking about today?
There we go. That's you nailed it.
All right,
I'm just gonna cut and paste that into every fucking episode so we never have to think about it ever again.
Yes. Yep. Just put it as part of the intro, as soon as the intro ends, which we've got to change anyway because
I'm an indecisive motherfucker. Okay. I swore up and down on the last podcast that I'm like, we're sticking to it. I'm sticking to my guns. Within 24
we're not
hours.
changing it now. There's no way. I'm not going back on this. And then I get a call,
not even 24 hours.
10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. It's like, I've thought about it. You want to change it?
I'm sorry, bud. I cannot help myself. But hey,
it's all right. I was a little worried about, it being written on a shirt and having two S's next to each other. People get the wrong impression. You know what I mean?
I mean, we are already Aryan enough as it is.
Exactly.
Unfortunate series of born with this look. Don't want to take it further.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck it. Let's drop the racism and go with the fapping. That sounds way better.
Yeah.
So yeah, indecisive. I can't help it, dude.
It's not a race, but somebody's gonna finish. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what we'll put on the shirt right there.
Yeah.
Just different fapping quotes. What was the other one you had? The Daily Stroke?
Oh yeah. No, we got to do a segment called the Daily Stroke. Yeah.
It's double. The Daily Stroke, obviously fapping, but also because we're big boys and we can have a stroke at any moment.
It could happen anytime. If I start talking about some heavy rotations, you'll know.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Hey, hang on just 1 second. Yeah, you just edited that part out. I forgot to turn off the heater. After all that talk about turning stuff off.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. I don't know if it's picking up or not, but I got conscious because I kept hearing it myself, just knowing that it's in the room.
You just gave me more work to do. I don't appreciate that.
Don't cut it out. I don't give a shit.
All right.
You could say I was having a stroke.
There.
It was
stroke.
aptly timed. Hang on a second. I gotta have a stroke real quick. What do people sound like when they're having a stroke? Nothing, I guess.
Oh no.
Unless they're talking and then they don't make any sense.
Yeah. I don't, dude. The way I'm going, the way I treat my fucking body, I'm sure stroke is on the horizon for sure.
Yeah, it could happen.
So, all right.
I don't know. You never know, man. This is a wild world, and it's we get to try and
It's like you're born in a middle of a tornado, like you got to try and figure out what's going on and then you die.
That's it. Fucking hindsight's 2020.
That's right.
And 2 more weeks, we'll be done with 2020. So fuck this shit.
Couple more weeks.
God damn.
We excited for Christmas and then let's move on.
Yeah.
Agreed. But it's always it's always like that, towards the end of the year. Everyone's like, oh, fuck this year. Next year's going to be it, man. Next year's our year.
No. This year, at the beginning of this year, I was the first time I ever said that. I had looked up some horoscope bullshit. I had looked into a bunch of different things on, Leos and where I was going to be and whatever. And I was like, man, 2020 is going to be my fucking year. I'm going to do it. And what the hell happened? Everything fell apart. I think it was like your lucky numbers are like 3 and 9. And I was like, okay, 3rd month. What happened? I fucking switched jobs like a dumbass. Fucking
like twice.
Yeah, the 3rd month and the 9th month. My so-called lucky numbers just fucked me the whole time. I will never, ever, because every other year, well, no matter the ups and downs, I've been kind of like, yeah, whatever. That's life. Shit happens. Yeah. But this year, I was so fucking high on 2020 being my year that I fucked myself right into the ground. So
sure.
Never saying that again.
Now you know. Horoscopes are bullshit.
Oh man,
or maybe not. I don't know.
Hilarious though. I will. Well, did I say this last time? I can't fucking remember what we talked about. But like, you can't just go off the fact that you're a Leo, or whatever, Scorpio, whatever. You have to have ascending and descending and all kinds of
and the Jupiter's got a thing going on right now, and Jupiter's rising in the house of something, and it's just everything's popping off.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So, if you tie all that, if you really take the time and tie all that shit together and really start looking at it, you're like, oh, fuck, this shit is true. Or it's the other way around to where, like, it brainwashes you to think that it is true. And I don't know. So it's far deep into that shit that I can't tell who's controlling who anymore.
Right? Like, am I in control of this or not? I don't know. No, but I mean, like, I don't know. It's like fortune telling. It's like you throw enough stuff against the wall. Like, have you ever looked at, like, a book about horoscopes? They're like phone books, dude. There's so much ins and outs. And like, it just seems to me that it's like you could, like tarot card reading, and they're like, oh, well, this shows this, and this. And you're like, oh, well, like this shows you're a workaholic, and you're like, oh, I'm definitely not that. and they're like, oh, well, it could also mean, like there's always these backup meanings for everything too. So it's like, you could kind of I think it's just a way to help people use their like belief in things.
Yeah, dude.
Now I'm off-roading, but like I think it's just like it's designed to help people find what they want to find, right? Like, I said this kind of before in a podcast with my wife. It was about Santa Claus, and it's aptly timed because Christmas is just around the corner. Who knows if this will even be quote unquote live before Christmas. I hope so, but the other one just went live today.
Oh yeah, that took 4 fucking weeks.
Live premiere. It was two of us and Cody. Thanks, Cody.
Yeah, there it is.
So yeah, but we'll see. I shared it with some folks. We'll see what happens. But yeah, no, this discussion is basically like, okay. And I've thought about a lot this because I listened to that podcast again, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Because it was like, we just watched a Christmas movie or something. And I was like, oh yeah, didn't we talked about Santa Claus or whatever. And in that conversation and the stuff that I've thought about since, it is kind of like, okay, so like there's like, you ever watch the movie Skeleton Key.
No, you guys told me to fucking watch. You even told me to watch the extras where they tell you how to make the fucking.
Oh yeah, the gumbo. Oh yeah.
I never got around to it.
I forgot about that. Was on the DVD.
Stuck with me. That stuck with me.
They got the recipe and they go through how to cook it and everything.
Yeah.
That's funny because I totally forgot about it. You know, like that's all you remember, I guess, because you haven't seen the movie. But
yeah.
Anyway, so like the reason I think of that movie is because they talked about it in there about how like a lot of these things, they work for people and they can even cause people to like keel over and die because they believe in it. Like, not that it actually will kill them, you know, scientifically you couldn't say, oh, this chicken's foot and this, you know, line of salt or whatever couldn't kill somebody. But to someone who believed it, if they were like holding chicken's foot while they crossed the freaking salt line, they just keeled over dead, right? Because they believed in it, right? There's some weird thing in the brain that controls everything about your body and
dude,
existence.
I will say
am I way off here? Am I gonna like
no? I'm about to cut in and go with you here because there was a fucking story. There was a guy. I'm gonna get this mostly wrong. Don't quote me on this. I'll say that.
That's all this podcast is, dude. Is us gonna get mostly wrong.
Oh wait, damn it! Am I gonna have to change the name again?
To mostly wrong.
All right,
sorry guys. That's our thing. We just have a new name for the podcast every week.
Fucking week.
We don't actually have like a podcast with episodes. We just start and have a pilot episode of like 100 different podcasts.
That's perfect.
Yeah, sounds great to me.
4,000 channels.
Welcome to the new. Every single one video or one episode. Yeah.
It's the stupidest.
That's pretty much where we're headed right now.
I fucking love it. Let's do it. Fuck. What was this? Oh, this guy was on a train car. I guess it was just in a yard, and he was cleaning it. It was a freezer car. Okay, but the door
freezer
had
car.
I don't know, dude. They were carrying meats or something.
Oh yeah. Fish.
Yeah, whatever. He's in a freezer car from a train, and he was cleaning it or whatever, and the door shut and locked. And so,
whoops.
Yeah. So the next day, they found the guy, and he was dead. And the autopsy was like he froze to death, but the thought it was all in his head because the train car wasn't on. Like the refrigerated part, wasn't on at all. But he had believed it was, and he was trapped in there. So that I'm just tagging on here of what you were saying, like your brain.
Oh, sure. Wait, so where did you hear this story?
This was years ago.
Okay.
One of those old tales that your crazy great uncle will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I heard about this guy back in the great days of the railroad.
Yeah. I mean, don't quote me on it. I don't know where the
that's
story
lore.
Came
that's
from.
like urban. That's might as well be urban legend. I'm looking for like factually identified cases. You know what I mean?
You're coming to the wrong source, bud. I got none of that shit.
Well, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
We're just presenting ideas, guys. If you think, somebody out there got a line on this guy freezing in a train car, let us know.
Oh, yeah. There's people listening to this. Yeah, help us out here. Give me that news article.
So like, okay, so... as being someone who for several years now is sort of, I look up more things, like I find things as I'm like just reading and looking at philosophy and religion and history and all this sort of thing. Apparently I'm a humanist, like I guess that would be like the closest line of like, does there have to be a deity to self-improve, to like do good, be good, like that's always been my thought is that like a lot of religions and things are about submitting to something bigger and something greater. And I'm starting to think that there's something about our the same thing that makes us like conscious and self-aware in the way that we are and have been able to advance the way that we have. There's also something in our brains that, like, you know, like the fact that there are all these like ancient religions and mythology and stuff like that springs up from some maybe like kernel of truth type of events that did happen, you know, and I'm not singling anything out specifically. I'm just saying like the whole, you know, pantheon of world religions and ancient beliefs and everything else. Like let's step back and say, what is that in the first place? Like, why do you think ancient people had to conjure this great idea of, you know, something, you know, like gods and all this sort of stuff, and how it like
God, dude.
I mean, in some instances, it's been a form of manipulation by other people.
Oh, yeah,
you know
obviously.
what I mean? But at the same time, like at the basis of it, like there are people that dyed in the wool, like believe these things, you know, like that this is literally the way that the world is, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy
based on their religion or whatever.
It's crazy unfortunate, the reality bubbles we all create for ourselves. But it's like necessary for us to be able to go through the world. It's something about it is like it helps you align. I will deny that, sir. I do not think that those reality bubbles are necessary at all. I think that they are blocking all kinds of evolutionary, you know, chances and advances and emotional attachments to bullshit and whatever. If we could just let go of ego, let go of who we are, I think we'd be a lot further along without the idea of God versus, you know, having to stay in line with this God and having whatever. But that's just me.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm not even talking about in terms of a god. You know, like before I was referencing like voodoo or hoodoo or whatever, I guess it's considered.
That is a god to some people.
Well, yeah, but it's less of a god and more of like spirits and, you know, like it has to do with this like underlying spiritual force that's a part of everything. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Anyway, my point is,
get back on point here. I'm
like, regardless of what angle you're coming at it. Okay. The point is like, for you, it's real. And like, it can, you know, your belief can help lead you to great things, or, you know, like you're talking about the things that hold you back. Right. And lately I've been kind of fixated and like just kind of studying this passively a little more to understand if there's some way without believing in something strange or let's say supernatural, without having to believe in something supernatural, is there a way to trigger that in your brain to help you advance? Like it's a way to like tame your ego so that you can pass through the world and like do things and do good things. Does that make sense?
I think the word you're searching for is,
it's like out front. It's drugs. Leading you. It's in front of you. Drugs. Yes, exactly. I think drugs shortcut that path though. You know what I mean? Drugs are much more intense, like a wormhole through, you know, the way that our sober brains deal with information, and the way that like our, you know, subconscious and other things deal with information, other parts of our brain. But I also like agree that like whatever we are substantively, I don't think is all of it. You know what I mean? Like I think that I definitely believe there's more to us than just these bodies. You know what I mean? Like whether it's signals being beamed in, or we're like an avatar, or we're like you know, whatever. We're a simulation of something. It doesn't matter, like however you want to look at it, but like you know, absent of like some supernatural being, you know, like is there a way to look at it that helps you, you know, center your thoughts and motivations to be able to accomplish good things or great things? Does that make sense?
Yeah, dude. You're just,
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep up.
Okay. All right.
You're just getting very, very serious here. And I'm like, yeah, no, this is interesting shit.
I'm down the hole, man. I'm down the hole. I'm just, Wait, we'll go off of this. It was just, I don't know. I think what started this whole thing? Oh yeah, your astrology. Yeah.
Yep. No.
Astrology.
See, yeah. My bad. We'll Zodiac. We'll kill the Zodiac there. We won't go back down that road.
Yeah. No. Well, it's fine. It's funny. It's just funny. Santa Claus. Beliefs and things. Who knows?
Oh man, people need that shit. I guess I do too. I can't deny that. I just don't know what the fuck it is because it does. I'll stand on a platform for like 2 hours and then somebody will come across and say something and then I'm like, okay, I don't need that platform anymore. I'm going to stand over here on this platform.
Sure,
Let's jump on this train.
Well, I mean, you can't be like married to anything either. Like you can't be
literally.
Well, no, that's not what I meant. But like,
I keep trying, Rich. I
can't be married to your ideas. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I seriously though. I guess I'll be serious. I'm sorry, but
no, please don't be serious on my account. Man, never be said that I cause or force anyone to be serious. Intentionally.
Oh man, I forgot what the fuck I was going to say anyway. This is going great, bud.
All I'm saying though is that like, fuck, you just said something a minute ago. I don't know. I'm like, this is too. That's how we're getting too serious, is we can't remember what we were just saying.
Yeah, fuck memories, dude. Fuck them.
Yeah. Well, it was saying about being married to your ideas. That's what I was thinking about, was that like I've noticed that people who seem to like have gone far enough to be so rigid in their ideology, like their ideas essentially, to where like they have an answer, right? Once you think you have an answer, you're wrong. Like, like you should be suspicious of yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like people who stop, you can tell like some people, you should be able to have seen this, right? Some people who like, you can tell you stop developing or you stop like thinking new thoughts, and in 1976 when you were in high school, right? Like that. Like you can tell.
You just called out a very specific group of people. Whoever was in high school in 1976, I was going to get really mad at you right now.
Sure, or all of a sudden be super self-conscious. But you know what I mean? Like you can tell when people stop, like when they finally have enough answers that they just don't need to think anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like they don't have to process anything new. They just, everything that they encounter on a day-to-day basis fits into their like specific belief and understanding about the world.
Yeah, I'm with that group on a certain level. So try to follow me here. I'll try to explain this. I have two parts of my brain that I almost at some points think I'm a little schizophrenic. So I have the side that does have an answer. No matter what it is, no matter in anything, I have an answer, or I will find that answer. Right. It's very black and white. And the other side of my brain is like, doesn't stand on anything, is constantly questioning everything. And those two sides of my head are in battle, arguing like, well, why are you so firm on that? It's because it's the truth, It's
right, yeah.
It's such an internal struggle, but I try to keep it all inside.
Sure.
Good thing my job and my lifestyle is very isolated to where people, because
you got to figure out though how to get them to work together. Like if they can work together, then you know.
Yeah, but it's part of my fucking personality as well to argue. I love debating.
Oh, you mean as a Leo?
Yeah. There it is. We're gonna go back. Circle back. No, I love debating, and even if we agree, then I will literally take the other side. Even though,
just
to play devil's advocate, just to like, are you sure? You're sure you stand there? So I don't know. Something's fucking wrong with me. Whatever.
Whatever. I mean, I don't know. Like different daily strokes for different daily folks. You know what I mean?
Man, we are full circling all over. We're circle jerking all over this FAP cast.
That's right. FAP cast.
Oh man, I told a guy from work we changed the name to Funny Angle Podcast, and I was kind of laughing. I was like, "Yeah, what's that acronym?" And he was like, "FAP? What? I don't know what that means."
Didn't know. Yeah, okay, never that mind. One. Maybe never mind. I was trying to make a middle school joke, and you ruined it.
Audience here. Hey, at least he can wear the merch without knowing what it potentially means.
Right. Yeah. It's like when you see, what I'm trying to like think of a good context for this, but like, you know, like you'll see, let's say like, you'll see some like, what am I trying to say? Like developing nation people in Africa wearing like NASCAR t-shirts and stuff like that. It's stuff that's like obviously leached out of America, you know, like old event t-shirts and like just stuff. It's just clothes, you know, and most of it goes unused and just gets like, I don't know, through the ether out into the world. You know, there's so many clothes that have been produced to probably clothe the entire world like many times over. Everyone who's ever existed many times over. But damn. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, they don't know what it means. It's like a shirt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they may not even know what it says. They're just wearing it.
Yeah. Well, you just said, I fucking forgot what you just said. I just know where my brain went.
Like not knowing what it means on the shirt.
No. You were talking about all the people throughout existence, and my brain immediately stopped and was like, do you think there's more people in existence or more people non-existent?
I would say non-existent.
Okay, well, good.
For
you answered my ridiculous question, but I didn't even think you would know what the hell I'm talking about, because I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Right. Well, it's hard. It is a sliding scale, because like the more people that are alive, so you go so far back and the population is so low and stayed low, and you had wars throughout history and all, like wars kill off a ton of people.
Yeah.
Tons and tons of people. So I mean, but to have as many people as we have now, I think there's more, obviously more people living now than have ever lived at one time in history. Right? Like I kind of believe that.
Okay. But not all.
But I do think there's more people who have died throughout history than there are presently alive, of course.
Okay. But
if you take all of those people that have ever lived and put all t-shirts and jeans on them, we've got enough to go around many times over. They could all have walk-in closets full of clothes with as many clothes as have been produced just in the past like 50 years.
Oh man, I don't know.
Think of it like, you ever think about it? You go like buy a shirt and like you see this like 10 of them on the rack or whatever, and it's like, do all 10 of those get sold? Like, what if I am the only one that bought one? What happens to the rest of them?
Dude, I thought that with cars,
there's so many unsold clothes.
Time.
Cars too. It's the same thing with cars. It's like, where do they go? Like, what are they, like they didn't sell it. What happens to them now? I guess they just get auctioned off and stuff. Somebody's going to buy them somewhere. But
yeah, but then there's a bunch still left.
There's got to be a few. Yeah, exactly. Of every production run that don't get sold. And where do they go? What happens to them?
Yeah, what are we doing with all this unused stuff?
Just saying fuck it and producing more.
Yeah, I know. That's what we're doing you got to have the new shit. You got to keep up.
You ain't getting anywhere looking in the rear view mirror. You know what I mean?
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's an interesting thought. But either way, point is,
fucking brain.
That guy at work could definitely wear that shirt, like all proud, going out to Walmart. You know, these like kids like snickering at him. Like 20-year-old girls are just like, ugh. And here's this guy walking around like, yeah, my friend's podcast shirt. I'm hip.
Wouldn't know the fucking difference. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. I love that fucking innocence.
No,
man.
God bless those people. Like, just, you know, people who can just wear that kind of stuff and just have no clue and just be so proud about it.
It's great.
Yeah. They're what America's really about. Okay. I'm just saying.
Oh, shit.
Our limitless necessity for consumption is what those people are about. Anyhow, so last time we did a list. Oh, I meant to start a stop the timer, but I forgot.
No, I got one rolling.
But
you can't see it because we are.
Oh yeah, because
we didn't tell anybody.
What?
That I'm back here. Home.
I said in the beginning that the first time we were here together, but now we're back doing our remote thing.
You did
like
say
we
that.
did those we recorded a couple of episodes for the people who never hear those.
See,
and maybe we'll release them later to our patrons, our Patreons.
Yeah. The patrons.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem with not starting with a normal fucking intro. I don't know where we started and what we've said. I need I need that starting point.
Yeah. Oh wait, you need to play the intro to like get into it?
Oh, no, I did. I played it before we started.
No, I just mean like
just for myself. Just getting in the zone.
I was wondering why you were like, oh, hang on. For like 30 something seconds.
Yep. You're damn
you're
right.
Like, oh, okay, now I'm rolling.
All right. What were you saying? I'm sorry. I keep fucking interrupting you.
Yeah, no, I mean, so let's expressly say it. We are remote here. We're recording this on two separate things that are going to be put together in post.
Yes.
Before it's heard. So that it sounds like we're in the same room.
Because we're in two different states and cities that we are not disclosing.
Yes, exactly. We already said Texas and Oklahoma, but we won't say where.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh shit, what was I going to say? about us like doing this. We're on the phone. We're actually like on the phone with each other.
This is a fucking phone conversation.
That's a question that I have. Okay,
sure.
So like, why? We touched on this, or we have talked about this in the past. Like, okay. Back in the day, it used to be like the delay for correspondent in the field. It's like, hey, Bob, how's it going out there? Yeah, Julie, I'm out here on the side of blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the long ass pause. Lap. That's my new hit single.
FAP lap.
Long ass pause. FAP lap. Take a FAP lap. That's what we do. Like, you don't hear us talking? We're taking a FAP lap. Right there, I just took a FAP lap. It's perfect.
Okay,
we gotta work like pot of macaroni into that song somewhere.
Don't get me started on mac and cheese in the fat nation.
Yeah, that's right. But so like even in, let's say like a video call, like say you're doing a Skype call or something, or like a Zoom meeting or something, now there is still that delay, right?
Yeah.
But for like almost 100 fucking years, we've been talking to each other through a wire in real time. Like, like I'm talking to you, there's no delay. We have a normal conversation. Ooh. There might be a delay, if you hold two phones up, like one to each ear and you're talking, there is like, it's an echo, not really an echo, but like a chorus type of sound, but it's still so close.
Hang on. You've ever been on the phone with somebody and you're in the car and then they pull up next to you and you're watching their mouth move?
Oh yeah.
There is
you can
a delay.
Or from a distance, like you're calling them on the phone because but you can see them, but they're far enough away that you just want to talk to them.
The delay is right there.
Yeah.
It's there, man. It's everywhere.
But how's it come? We can talk on the phone and we're having a normal conversation like we would in real time. And it's not, you don't have the delay like you do with a video call or something.
I don't know, dude. People are
even though like we're both on cell phones, like that shit's going through the same line as like the internet and everything else.
Yeah.
Your voice over IP calls on like most home phones nowadays or office phones, they're through the internet. No delay there. Talk on the phone all day. But somehow when you get on a video call, boom, all of a sudden delay.
Is it due to the processing the video?
Maybe it's just because the data stream is so big, it probably does add to it.
I mean,
but I just, you'd think conclusion. Like the internet's existed for a while now and like the magic shit that we can do with it. How come I can't have a real time conversation? Even if we were talking through like an internet phone, let's say we just did a Skype voice call, there's still a delay. Maybe it's like the further you are apart too. Cause I remember when I was overseas and I would do Skype calls, it seemed like a little longer than when I was in the US and would do Skype calls.
Right.
To other places in the US anyway.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't have a fucking clue.
Yeah.
That's a world that I don't exist in at all.
So either way, all that to say, we talk on the phone because trying to do a video call would diminish the audio quality and have a weird delay and like you can't talk, like a lot of a conversation is almost, sometimes talking over each other. You don't want to do that too much on a podcast, obviously, but like there's something that comes from an interaction of the sounds back and forth. But when you're on a video call, it's like heavily compressed. And like when you're talking, everyone else is quieter than you, so like no one could just interject, like you couldn't just interject into what I was saying.
Right. And
I couldn't hear you at the same level as myself is all I'm trying to say.
Fuck that shit. That's why we don't do it.
Yeah, it works. It works. Like I said, if you're like super famous, right? If we were like super famous, we were like movie star or like a huge comedian level or something like that. When we get to that place, then people will put up with it. Like, we were talking about Bill Burr the other day, like that show works, but it's still like a video call. It's crummy quality, whatever, but it doesn't matter because of the two people who are talking.
Yeah. I think the more interested you are in something, the more you let shit slide. I mean,
the more willing you are to put up with weirdness.
That goes beyond that goes in all aspects of life.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. The fucking more fascinated you are with something, the more you will put up with their bullshit.
Yep. 100%.
Crazy.
That's how, that's how, that's how people stay married. It's whether or not the ratio is enough in balance. Be able to put up with things versus, the things you get. I don't know. I won't say anymore. Mouth.
Yeah, I'm wanting to go. I wasn't going to go marriage. I was going to go down the fucking, presidential train.
The Trump train? You getting on the Trump train?
No, fuck you and your goddamn Trump train. There it is. There goes half my fucking audience because you had to pull that out of my fucking mouth.
Hey, no, you didn't have to say anything.
I didn't, but I had to. No, if the more fascinated you are with something, the more you let things slide. And then my brain immediately went like, no, that fucking piece of shit president. But whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. That's my first thought.
Damn it. Episode 2, and I've already lost half the audience.
Yep. Way to go. If you just lose half your audience, half your potential. Okay, so let's be clear. There are only 3 people who have seen the video so far, and 2 of them are talking to each other right now. So I wouldn't get too lofty there. I think the one audience member, I don't think you could split that one in half and only take half of them. But
If that's the
as
case,
much as that sounds delicious, you know,
give me the bottom
half. Short of cannibalism, you know, we're talking about a potential audience. You know, you lost half your potential audience. So if we could lose half of our potential audience every episode for like, I don't know, a couple hundred episodes, then we might actually have like a decent listenership, a decent base.
There it is.
Right.
And speaking of cannibalism, if you eat yourself, do you weigh twice as much or do you disappear?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
See there?
Tough one. There are a lot of, you know, things at play here, you know, in that, you know, scenario, but I don't know. I think eventually you would, there just wouldn't be enough left of you. You would have to disappear, even if you were getting twice as heavy. Or would you just like turn inside out?
Ooh.
Are you talking about like cutting a piece off, just having like a little piece?
I mean,
at a time?
Yeah.
Or you're starting with the foot and just like anacondaing your way up.
Yeah.
Because then you turn inside out.
Yeah. You wouldn't turn inside out. You got to cut it off.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to cut it at that point. Not the snake eating its own tail.
You're saying don't cut it off. You just no.
Yeah, like a snake, you swallow it whole.
Yeah, no, you couldn't. Because you're taking bites. So
you'd have to take bites.
It's coming off in pieces.
Yeah.
So you would, but you wouldn't weigh.
But I mean, like once you ate both your arms, like you'd have to eat the arms as like one of the last things. But even then, you know, like if you had no arms, like if you ate your arms, what would put the rest of it in your mouth? You have to have an assistant at that point. And would that be a good server, or would that be an assisted suicide? Hey, you go down to like a freaking Chili's on a Friday night and telling me that those people aren't helping those patrons commit suicide slowly, week in and week out.
Fucking Chili's.
No, it's shortening your life one way or another. Everything you eat is shortening your life. If you could just never eat, you'd live forever.
You just bashed motherfucker. We just lost a potential sponsor.
How's that? Wait, who did I bash?
Chili's.
Oh, Chili's? Yeah.
I love this game.
They know. That's their game.
My favorite game.
That's their whole game.
Far.
They're like, they know that they have risen to prominence. Like 10 years ago, it wasn't Chili's, it was Applebee's, right? Like the joke was on Applebee's. Now it's on Chili's, but Applebee's is doing great, right? So Chili's is probably reveling in it right now.
Oh yeah,
because there's no bad press, you know. Like, sure, a bunch of people hate you. That just means a bunch of people are gonna like you.
Right. Fucking. Ugh.
No, I'm propping them up. It's like, hey, have you thought about committing suicide lately? Come to Chili's. We'll help you do it in a little slower. Yeah. You want to tiptoe into suicide 1 week at a time. Come down to Chili's.
Perfect. Well, I'll send this one over to them.
2 for 1 year reduction off of your life on Thursday nights.
In it. I am in it. This is my favorite so far. Episode 2. My favorite. Just burning bridges left and right. Fuck everybody.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
Oh, shit.
Some people build bridges, some people burn them. Everybody's got to have a job, you know? Everybody's got to have something to do. All right, so...
All right, yeah.
Last episode...
Back on topic.
Last episode... What? I can't do this.
Oh, are you done?
I can't do this anymore. I'm going to Chili's, guys. I can't take it. The world's become too much.
Holy shit.
Is he going to let me do it while I'm on the phone? No.
What?
This bastard. I was going to send you this list so that you could give it to me like I gave it to you last time.
Okay.
But I guess since it won't let me send it right now, I'll just fucking...
All right, well...
No, here we go. Boom.
All right, well, hang on. There's always a delay. It doesn't
delay in what?
It just doesn't. You said boom like you sent it, and I don't have it.
Okay, well, I just sent it to you.
Oh, there it goes. And my phone is on vibrate. So if anybody heard that, I totally forgot. Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right, I'm just gonna go down the list then. You're all up, right, bud.
Let's start at the top. Master List, Volume 2.
Merika offering other countries U.S. statehood.
This was one of the first ones that I sent you a long time ago. This was weeks ago or whatever. But I was watching something on YouTube about different countries like merging, or like in the old days, they were like a part of the crown, like they're part of the British Empire, but like they were their own countries, but they were still British countries, technically, like all these weird things. And, some have left, some have joined, and then like the European Union and all these different, I don't know, just throughout history, like all the ways different countries have like, become independent and joined other things and done different things. And I was thinking like, okay, so you got the lower 48, and then you have Alaska and Hawaii. But, and the way that America did it the first time around, and the way that most countries did it the first time around, was to just go take something, there were people that lived here on this continent before we got here, but
doesn't matter.
Let's take it.
Now.
Yeah, exactly. So I was saying, what if nowadays America said to the world, like to other countries, you could be, instead of an ally with us, instead of being an ally, you can join as a state of the United States.
Was this like an
offer? Like, hey, join our club. Like, you can be a state of the United States. You get all the rights and protection of American citizens or whatever, and you could travel freely to and from that place, just like British people travel to India and Hong Kong or before Hong Kong, and everywhere else, like with a, just a British ID or whatever. They didn't have to have like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to have like international credentials to travel to another state. Like if I was going from Texas to Oklahoma, I don't have to have a passport, to travel.
This is a fucking beautiful idea on one hand, because I've talked about this for 20, 30 years. Like since I was a little kid, the concept of living wherever the fuck I wanted to live, no matter country or not, has always been a fascinating point to me of like, why the fuck can't I live there?
Just all these. Well, I mean, you can live pretty much anywhere. You just got to go through all the local governments.
I didn't really understand that concept. I obviously understand more of it now, but when you're a kid, I'm like, why the fuck? They have really cool mountains and whatever. I want to go live there. You can't. I'm like, God damn it.
Well, as a kid, you definitely couldn't.
But the other side of that coin is you're getting into a potential new world order concept.
Exactly.
So you either are fascinated.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't, we're not. That's the thing, though, is that like you're not New World Order. When I think of New World Order, I think of like taking over. Like the same way as before. You just
that's how they mask.
This is ours now.
Man. That's how they mask that shit. Everything's masked under the guise of looking good. all this fucking.
Well, not in the old days. There was no way to.
All right, I'm not talking about
information
old
didn't travel
days.
back then like it does now. You could slaughter a whole race of people and write back to Spain. Oh, hey, it's going well. Found some new shit. Everything's fine. We'll have some gold for you.
Yeah, I'm not going back Viking. I'm not going way back. I'm talking recently back. And now I've lost my train of thought because that's how my brain works.
Sure.
Fuck, what was I going to say? No, everything's so like, okay, so you got Alexas in your house, you got rings on your doors, and it's all under the guise of like, these are great things, but it's fucking Big Brother watching your shit and listening to your shit. And even throughout this conversation that we're having, it's happening through my goddamn phone. So when I pop up Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, I will have ads on different shit that we talked about.
Yeah, of course.
So you're offering coupon codes over here to join statehood, but under the guise of eventually there will be a new world order. That's how I guess.
I guess if everyone kept going on that way. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fucking game of Risk, man.
Well, then, you get into, okay, so like growing up as a kid, growing up in the the evangelical Christian church, the idea was like you heard about New World Order and you were like, oh, that's bad news, right? That's bad news. But like as I got older, I was like, what if all the countries we dropped our freaking nuclear stockpiles, we all agreed to like fair trade deals, across the board, and everyone was cool, and there was just world peace, there would have to be like a united world, right? There would have to be like like all the countries united in common, whatever. Like that, of course, that seems like a total fantasy, right? And it probably is. But my point is that like, would a united world, are we talking about a new world order or a united world? And if we had a united world, is that a bad thing?
No.
Or is that like this, is that good or is it evil? What I mean?
No. Okay, if we were going full utopian society, then the new world order idea is not bad at all because it's utopia. However, to be the negative Nancy that I am, that'll never fucking happen because we are born greedy, selfish little shits that don't give a fuck about anybody else but ourselves. And even born into a utopian society, you still have those jealous, envious, greedy, I need something better than what they have. I need the fucking attention,
Right.
So I don't foresee utopia ever happening and a new world order being the good thing that I think it could be.
Right.
To me, it's going to be a shit show of a fucking war of who's going to be the actual big boy in charge,
Right. Yeah. I mean, like you could go real probably deep in the weeds about how, like you were talking about with the digital assistants and the, everything listening to you all the time. And, there's a lot of facial recognition shit that's going on in a lot of countries and some places in the US. In that sense, as far as computers go, like your Alexa or your TVs or your phones or whatever, like there's not really a person listening to that. It's computers listening for words, and then they, use algorithms based on the previous information of everything that you've ever like looked up or searched or said. And then it's like, oh, I'll show them these things. Right.
Yeah.
That's all decisions made by a computer, right? No one's actually listening to it and be like, I'm going to send them he mentioned the word chimenea. I'm going to send him some like crate and barrel advertisements. No, a computer is making all of those choices.
Yeah.
But when it comes to facial recognition for to like unlock your phone is one thing, but like when it comes to like in public, when it's just indiscriminately scanning people, a lot of that is used against databases. It's not used for advertising. Like you're seeing where you walked on a street, I guess it could be used that way, but like those things are watched by humans, right? Like video feeds, like CCTV is made to be watched by humans, right? Or at least a computer will flag it to be watched by humans if it sees something specific.
Right. There was a fucking, what's his name? John Cleese. I think that's his fucking name. The
Monty Python.
Yeah. Okay. So I watched this fucking thing with him in those cameras on the streets and stuff, and he wore different outfits, sunglasses. He dressed as a woman. He tried different things, and it always recognized him as John Cleese every single time, except for once when he put on a fucking beard. The damn sensors, cameras, whatever, could not recognize it was him. So henceforth, the last 17 years, I'm not shaving.
Yeah. Well, it's a bad time in the world right now too for facial recognition because everyone's wearing masks.
Yeah. So. No, dude. It fucking picked up on, I promise, he went through like 15 or 20 different things walking past this camera, and it picked up no matter if he was like holding his hand over his face, wearing sunglasses, it always knew it was him. Beard, couldn't pick it up.
Beard, weird.
Yeah. So
throw the beard on there. All right.
Grow him if you got him.
Grow him if you got him. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know, but I don't know that just was always my thought is that like would all, if all countries like came together, would it be a bad thing or not? But that's the basis of what I was saying about like, if America was like, oh, hey, you could join as a state, right? Same that we have states. And, because our states are the size of like most average countries, like the population of Florida and the population of the UK are roughly the same, and land area. So like that's, you think of Britain being like this powerhouse during World War II. Like imagine if Florida was like, instead of the United States, was like fighting in World War II. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty impressive, whatever. But also Germany. I mean, Germany is the size of what, like, not population, but probably the size of like New Mexico or something. It's not that big.
I don't know, dude.
But still, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that Germany or England would want to join as a U.S. state. That'd seem kind of ridiculous. But I don't know. Some other countries might be like, yeah, that would mean that we'd have much more opportunities and for investment and business and all kinds of other things.
And I will go back. I'll jump off of the behind the podium I was 5 minutes ago, and I will and I'll negate myself in saying, or I'll agree first. So I'll say, in the world we live in now, then I don't see that shit happening in a positive light. However, if we keep advancing and evolving mentally, going in a good direction, I'm laughing because there's some horoscope thing talking about next year, some moon or whatever is going to be in the house of so and so, and we're going to have a whole slew of the next 5 years of greater intelligence and advancements in children. So if any of that is true in any way, then I can see potentially getting to the idea of a new world order being
a good thing, right? But I can't see it right now. But if we keep advancing and going the way we're going, thanks horoscopes.
I don't know. It's like I said, I think that Elon Musk has got it right, but not for the same reason that most people think he's, that someone who thinks that he's getting it right is getting it right. Point is like, okay, so down here, we're all down here on the earth, right? And so we've got to there's got to be a struggle against something else, right? Mm-hmm. In the same way that like Reagan said in his address to the UN, like how we would all come together if there was an external threat from an alien world is what he said, right? Like a weird thing to bring up as a president in a UN speech, but okay. Just saying, not going to get into that, but it was an odd thing to say. But that's what I'm saying. Like as soon as there is a self-sustaining like colony on Mars, then the entire planet can unite, right? Because then now there's someone else out there. Now there's another place besides the Earth, right, to have an issue with. So like everyone on Earth will come together because now it's Earth versus Mars, right? And everything that happens on Mars, all the good development or whatever, scientific discoveries and whatever, the Earth can just talk shit, right? Because that's what we want to do. Like you look at any social media, there's the in crowd and the out crowd, and that in crowd always talks shit about the out crowd. And as it is now, like we're all all the in and out crowd of everyone's in and out crowd is all stuck here in one place. But then when there's someone outside, like completely outside, that's when the Earth will come together. So he's talking.
We've seen it numerous fucking times, just even here on our own goddamn planet. Shit hits the fan, and all of a sudden, kumbaya, we're fucking band together.
Well, yes and no. It depends on how the shit hit the fan.
If you're in or out, or you're just at a in and out drive through, you gotta pick a side. You animal fries or you're not? What's happening here?
Yeah. So I think that's Musk's bigger plan to bring humanity together is to like form a colony on Mars that Earth can talk shit about.
There it is.
That's my theory.
Ugh.
He's getting the global internet going too, so we could all talk shit at once.
Goddamn right, man. That guy's on another planet just by himself.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that guy though. He's fucking crazy.
Yeah. He's definitely got everybody on their toes, and that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I don't keep up with him as much as I want to, but when I do, I'm always fucking amazed. Like
he's a madman.
How he fucking thinks, and just the way he talks, everything.
Sure,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not I'm not a blind fanboy, but I am a fanboy. I do like and admire the guy and think it's pretty incredible some of the things that he's been able to do. I do get some people's points that talk shit about him, like he's not like a unblemished, like he's a person. He's a person. Like he talks shit, but that's what I think I like him more because he's just kind of more of a real person instead of you see Jeff Bezos, or someone call him Bezos the other day, and I was like, Bezos? Who calls him Bezos? Anyway, but yeah, you think of like Bezos, and I mean you're seeing a little more public show Bill Gates, but I mean, like in my mind, since I was a kid, growing up and computers were becoming a thing, like Bill Gates was this, whoa, it's Bill Gates, or Steve Jobs or something. They're like way out there, thing. And sure, those people are fucked up in different ways, and it's much more quiet though. Yeah. But Elon Musk, he's like, I ain't got time for shit. All of me is out here, everything at once, good and bad. Fuck off. I'm trying to get something done, I don't know. I admire him for that.
Oh yeah. I'll second that.
Yeah. But either way, whatever.
Yeah. So I think
I think I've been staring at this next one.
Okay.
And I'm trying so hard to figure out where you're going to go with this. And I am.
What was next?
I'm fascinated that I have not. So I'm on my toes now. All right.
Okay.
The next thing on this list is, why was the necktie invented? So please,
all right,
please tell me where your brain was. And
I don't know exactly where this was an older thought. This is something I wrote down like a long time ago.
Okay.
And it was like, okay, I think I was just watching, it was probably back during like all the campaigns and everything. And there's all these people in suits, on TV and whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking like, seeing some fucking politicians like necktie flapping, and I'm like, what the fuck is the point of a necktie, right? Like, you tie it around your neck, it just kind of hangs down. Is it just to provide some pop, some color because you're just wearing a bland ass shirt? Or is it like why is it that? Like, I get the jacket and the pants are pants. The shirt's a shirt. The jacket I get because it's part of like, it goes with the pants, but it's also like, another covering, another upper layer for different weather conditions, let's say. But what the fuck is the point of the necktie? Is it just to show off?
So did you get so far down this rabbit hole that you looked up a potential answer? Because if you didn't...
No, I did not look anything up. I was just thinking about it one night. I'm going
to shoot from the hip. Okay. With my thoughts here. Why the necktie was invented. Okay, so you know how is it the Irish or Scottish? They throw up what looks like a peace sign, but they're the jog on, like fuck you. They're basically saying when they were, what is it? Their bow and arrow finger wasn't cut off.
Their bow fingers.
Yeah. Okay. So they're basically saying, fuck you with that situation. I'll say, okay, so you take that concept and you think of back as far back as you can for me when the necktie, I don't know when the fucking necktie was invented, but I'm also thinking nooses. So did they wear neckties in like saying fuck you? You can't hang me.
Yeah. Or is it invented for like
defiance?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why like politicians and lawyers and stuff wear them, is because
you can't hang them.
Yeah, it's because it's like, it should be on news, but I'm not, motherfucker.
Fuck you. I wear
ruin your life.
I do what I want. You guys just keep paying me.
See, I was thinking the other way around. Like, I'm thinking at the other end of the piece. Cause like, I could see how it maybe came from like scarves to ascots, like where it was like a decorative scarf that gave color above your collar line. Cause like the folded over collars that we have today didn't exist until, I don't know, a couple hundred years ago or whatever. So like people always had this stuff at the top of their shirts, that was an under layer or whatever. So I could get from like a scarf to an ascot to like something like a bow tie. Really, bow tie though didn't really exist before there was that collar, the folded over collar. Mm-hmm. I don't know. This is all talking out my ass here, but either way, I was thinking about the modern necktie and how like it's, at the bottom, it's not just, some ties I guess are flat, but most of them have like that angled thing. And I was like, what did I say? Like, it's just you tie it around your neck and it's just a big arrow that says, "Hey ladies, I'm down here." All business. That's why they're business attire, because it's like, ladies, down here.
Shit,
all of them down here. It's like a runway.
I can follow the trail to happiness.
That's right. It's like you're looking at the map, the board in the mall. It's like you're here. Like
go this is way. Where you want to be.
Exactly. I don't know. Just saying.
Fucking hell, you could be right on that.
You got a more positive.
I mean, you had
approach.
the bow tie that was like trying to attract attention, like a flower, and we just said, no, fuck that. We're just going straight for the arrow. Point to what we want.
Just get straight to it.
Exactly.
Oh man,
I need to start finding reasons to wear a tie more now. Is just what I'm thinking. I'm just gonna wear like shirt and tie all the time. Doesn't matter. Shorts, flip flops, shirt and tie.
That's not too far off.
Or no, I just wear a t-shirt. I just tie a tie around my neck.
Oh shit!
I got a special tie that just says, "I'm down here."
Eyes down here.
Yeah, that's another one you'll see in like developing countries. It's "I'm with stupid," you know, like those shirts.
Oh shit! Yeah, just
you're like, okay, all right, that's fun.
okay.
I have no idea what it means, but it's fun. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I guess it'll remain a mystery. Maybe we'll look it up one day.
No.
If you know why the necktie was invented,
we don't
or
need to look up anything. We just figured out the 2 reasons why. Yours?
I'm not looking anything up. I'm just gonna keep throwing it out there until there's like enough fans to where someone's just gonna look it up for me and just send me the information.
Yeah,
you find it, I'll read it, but make it short, please. Don't make it too long. I like more pictures than like writing.
More pictures than words, please.
Yeah, if you just condense it to like a video or audio file, that's great.
TLDR.
Anyhow, what's next on the list?
Okay, my phone screen's cracked, and it's right on that crack. So I think it says Taser Tourette's.
Oh no, Taser turret.
No. I said Taser Tourette's.
Okay. Yikes.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
What if that was your tick? You just like
shot a taser
at somebody and it was like, oh, I'm sorry. It's my damn Tourette's.
If you fucking got tasered and then had Tourette's.
Oh, like from then on you had Tourette's?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Fucking
that would be bad.
What's it called? Post PTSD?
Post-traumatic stress.
If every fucking time you get shocked, somebody scoots across the carpet and ticks you with a little static electricity, you get flashbacks of Taser Tourette's and you start going off.
That's right.
Oh, that's fucked up. I'm sorry. All right. Taser Tourette's. Sorry.
Yeah. So I was thinking like, okay, so like if you want to stop a bad guy, right?
Okay.
You got a couple options. Either you could try and grab him.
Mm-hmm.
You could shoot him with a taser.
Yeah.
Or you could shoot him with a gun, right? You're escalating in how potentially lethal. I guess you could use like a knife or something. That's, question mark lethal, depending on where you stab somebody.
Grenade.
Yep. I'm just talking about like in a normal everyday scenario, right? Like, let's see, what would be a good application? I guess not airport security. That's not what I'm going for. But let's say like, what's somewhere like a courthouse or let's say, it's like a school. That would be a big one. So like, let's say you got a school shooter.
Okay.
Right. Like schools have all these like metal detectors and like law enforcement and all this other stuff. Right. But it's always like you see them on camera, like roaming through they show the video on the news, like the guy roaming through the halls with a gun or whatever. And so it's like, well, there's a freaking camera there. Why can't there be like some sort of something to take them down there as well? Like you could have like image recognition that would see someone with a gun and just immediately shoot them with a taser and like take them down. You know what I mean? Like it would be like the same as like a video camera, but you'd have to have like a turret that would be like watching and don't carry anything that looks like a gun. See, you're carrying a pipe and it's just like, bzzz.
Okay. As negative as you're getting,
but hey,
you're still
it would stop school shootings, right?
Well, slow down.
It could.
Slow down, because as negative as you're getting, this is still a positive thing. You're looking at protecting the children. Where my brain goes negative, the fucking shooter doesn't even come to school. He hacks into the system and uses the taser turrets.
There you
and
go.
starts blasting everybody without even showing up.
Now you got cyber school taserings. Like,
so I don't, as funny as this would be, I don't.
It would have to be closed contained system. Each one would have its own computer that has the image recognition software and everything. It could get expensive. This could get really expensive. But hey, can you put a price on stopping school shootings? Just saying. There's
so many roads I don't want to go down right now.
I'm just, like if you could stop someone, like if you had a school shooter scenario, like there's always got to be like the hero cop or the hero coach or something that like gets shot to tackle the guy, or something, but is there, other than shooting the person, because that always seems like what perpetuates it, right? Is they get on the news and make this whole story about somebody's like sad life or whatever, and then other people think, oh well, I have a sad life too, and it can propagate that thought.
Oh yeah, copycats
like that.
Go down the line.
Copycats, yeah, like people are like, oh shit, yeah, like people are gonna hear my story. I'm gonna be on the 9 o'clock news, right? Like it can inspire thing. That's what I think. Is that like why are you doing a full front page expose on this school shooter's life when there are people down the street who are doing fucking great things for the goddamn city or for schools or whatever, and you hadn't written a word, you know what I mean? Like, why does this guy's story get to be told when he does something totally fucked up, whereas like people are doing good, their stories don't get told? And I know like this, it's the news. It's like, it's the way that news is set up. It has to be sensational in order to get motion.
Yeah.
But
negativity sells, man.
But that's all I'm saying is that like, you want to stop school shootings, get more school shooters in prison, right? Like show them being humiliated, not giving some like tribute to them on the front page of the goddamn newspaper. Let's show them in prison, like catch the guy, don't shoot him. That's always how it ends. They shoot the guy and the guy's dead, right? Neutralize the threat. I get neutralize the threat, right? But could we do it in a way that we get him, and like show his face crying on TV because he thought he was going to get killed, but instead he's caught by the cops and now he's got to face up and see victims' families and shit. Sorry, I went like really dark on this one. Like
you want to
serious.
Humiliate motherfuckers, and I am intrigued. I'm enthralled. I am here.
I'm just saying, like the humiliation, like they don't get humiliation. They get glory. They get to go out in a blaze of glory and get their entire life written on the front page of the newspaper. Like they would be page 3, 3 paragraphs at most on a school shooter that got fucking caught, and they'd show his picture of blubbering in court or whatever. And people would be like, oh, they're going to get me if I tried something like that. Like, that's the thought. Like, to me, that's the difference in the thought. Like, I get away with it, or I kill people and then I get killed, front page newspaper, they're going to tell my entire story, right?
Boom.
But if I get caught, I'm not front page and I go to jail and I got to face everybody and I'm publicly humiliated and blah, blah, blah. That's not what they want. They want the front page. Like these guys who want to be famous, right?
Have to.
Like that's like you look back at all the prohibition, like freaking John Dillinger got a freaking movie made out of him starring Johnny Depp, right? Because he just shot things up and wanted fame. Like people wanted fame. People want fame, and they'll get it however they can get it.
Yeah.
And those guys figure out a way to get it with a gun in a school.
Fucking.
Just that was my thought. That's my thought. When I hear taser turret, that's what I think. Stopping bad guys. Stopping bad guys. Without there having to be a person present. You know what I mean?
Man,
like that, like one of the last big ones that was publicized, and was the Parkland one, right? The one in Florida, and that cop, there was a whole thing. That cop got publicly humiliated. He was like a month away from retirement, right? He's like totally, he's had his long, heroic career in the police department, and all of a sudden, boom, there's a school shooter. He loses his nerve. He stays outside. He waits for backup, and what? They murdered that guy in the news. They murdered him. He's like, now everything that he's done in his 40-year career in public service is flushed down the toilet because he hesitated, and I get it, like that's the job, but still, like, you got to have context for these sorts of things. Like if there was something in the school that could have like recognized a kid with a person with a gun and took him down, without killing them, or at least slowed them down or stopped them enough for someone else to get in there. But that's the only way that at this point, there's nothing in between kids and other faculty and everyone in the school and a person with a gun, because like there's no, the schools are gun-free zones and blah, blah, blah. And you can have the whole discussion about gun control. A whole nother, I'm not want to have that conversation. But what I'm saying is there's got to be a way to stop these people without killing them and letting them kill so many people,
Yeah,
Taser turret. Take those motherfuckers down and show them blubbering on national television.
There you go.
Publicly
you heard it here,
humiliated.
Folks. You heard it here first.
That's the point of the stocks. Remember the things they used to put, like your, back in the old days, they put your head and your wrist through that board or whatever, and people throw rotten vegetables and dog shit and stuff at you. Just human shit.
Yeah, just reaching back in the trousers.
Yeah, you just had to sit there in the public square, out exposed to elements. People like public humiliation. Yeah. Just saying.
But we can't do that anymore, Richie.
It's not humane anymore. That's right.
HR that'd be a nightmare. Paperwork for days.
Yeah. I'm just saying, going through the process and letting the news see them cry in court is enough, right? Like that's, you don't have to, strip them naked and make them walk through the whole fucking, country or whatever. Just show them crying in court. That alone will knock it down. Like the instances of that happening. Just saying.
Yeah, dude, I agree. I mean, I don't. Other than my idea, potentially hacking into the system and fucking taking them out without even showing up. Like if that were null and void in a hypothetical situation.
If somebody couldn't take it over and use it to. But even still, like, it's very rare that someone who's tasered has lasting ill effects from being tasered.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put a machine gun turret with, like it's not like take them out, because then it could be hacked, or it could see someone carrying a pipe and think it was a gun, like that type of thing.
School projects coming in and fucking.
So yeah, but if it's like this non-lethal,
tasered because you're carrying your fucking science project.
Exactly. Yeah. You got some like huge long lab piece, and you're just like walking it in, boom, tasered, falls on the floor. But hey, would you rather that happen, or would you rather that kid be dead?
I mean, if I was walking around with a huge lab piece, I would want something to knock me down.
Yeah, no, me either. But I'd rather be taken out. Me and my science project be taken out by a taser than some idiot who got inspired by fucking front page news.
Oh shit!
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was trying to make a boner joke, but I guess you're still in dark places.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
This is really
holding up your science project so no one can. You're reading your book from the waist level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Hit me with that taser. Get this thing away. Trying to
right.
Fucking. I mean, that's a.
Whew. I don't know. People, if you've been tasered, chime in. How is it? Does it?
Will it get rid of your boner?
Will it get rid of a boner? Or this is what we really want to know. Will it get rid of a boner or does it induce a boner? I think it would induce a boner.
Oh, God.
If you didn't have one and all of a sudden you're like...
fucking high school dudes being tasered full-fledged. Just flopping around the hallway.
Yeah. I mean...
This
could happen.
What the fuck kind of high school every high school girl's dream.
I'm sure.
What the fuck kind of high school are we going to? What are we sending our kids these days?
I don't know. They ain't got those turrets, shit. So that's all I know.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
And if that does happen, you better get some kind of patent or copyright or whatever on that shit.
Yeah, right. Well, I put it out here now. Somebody's going to make it. But if I see it come up, if I see like in like a year, I see like an ad for one, I'm going to be like, those motherfuckers.
Oh, God.
It's just like your the way that you got that thing started. Anyone that eats a Chick-fil-A and gets the tub / squeeze thing of ketchup.
I do not give
you can thank Adam.
Fuck what anybody wants to think about that situation. And I'll spill fucking God, I hate every time bringing this up because everybody's like, you're crazy. And I'm like, no, this is legit. Before the fucking squeeze it ketchup packets at Chick-fil-A. Before.
Like the ones that's like a tub, you could tear the top off and it's like a tub that you can dunk in, or you could just rip the tab off and squeeze it out.
So the prior one, before the squeeze it one, you just have the tub, you peel back the top, which you can still do with the squeeze it
packets, or just the ketchup packets, which are terrible.
Yeah, but you can still peel the top off the squeeze it ones now, so it's a double whammy. Sure. You can do it either way. Yeah. I was sitting in a Chick-fil-A and these corporate fucks were over in a corner. There's probably 15 or 20 of them. And, talking Chick-fil-A nonsense. I wasn't really paying attention. And I grabbed the tub, peeled the top, and squeezed the ketchup onto my fucking fries. And I swear on my life, those motherfuckers were watching me. Because within a couple of months, 6 months maybe, within 6 months, I go back to a Chick-fil-A and there's a goddamn squeeze it packet. And I'm like, these motherfuckers took my idea.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know how long it takes to retool a production line at the Heinz factory or whatever.
I don't want to think about that.
I feel like it would be longer than 6 months from a brand new thing, but I also believe it could happen.
I'm getting
nowadays with all these digital assistants. How many ideas are we giving to all these artificial intelligences? I'm giving away $1 million ideas every day.
Oh yeah, constantly. Fucking every time I open my goddamn mouth, I'm full of creativity, bud. It's just. It's just flowing forth, the fountain of funds going to everybody but me.
That's right. You're an ideas man.
It's my fucking, all goes back to Hershey's. I'll throw them under the fucking bus too.
Oh, what happened with Hershey's?
God damn it. We're not going to have any sponsors for this shit. No, I thought I told you the happiness campaign they did.
You might have mentioned something. I don't remember it.
All right. This goes back, I was 13, 14, somewhere in that neck of the woods. And
you were 14 or it was 13 or 14 years ago?
I was 13 or 14 years old.
Okay.
Maybe older.
Okay.
Lots of drugs between then and now. So
yeah,
I was a teenager. Let me put it that way. Okay. So I used to walk to the store with my change, grab any kind of candy, whatever, didn't matter. I wasn't picky. But this particular time, I grabbed a Hershey's candy bar. Just the bar of chocolate. Paid for it. Yep. Go outside. I'm walking home. I peel the wrapper, and it says happiness. And my brain goes, oh, that's really cool. They're writing different stuff on the candy bars now. So I eat the fucking thing, right?
Okay.
Probably a month later, 3 weeks to a month, I was at a friend's house who had a TV, because even though we had TV, we didn't have all the cool channels, you know.
Yeah.
I think we had 3 channels and they were all shit anyway.
2, 6, and 9.
Yep, something like that. At a friend's house, and forgot what, something, it's just on TV. It wasn't even like we were watching the fucking thing. And then the commercial came on, and Hershey's had the happiness campaign where you find the happiness written on the Hershey's bar and you win X amount of dollars. I forget how much money it was. Nice. And I lost it. My friends thought I was crazy. I was like, no, I just ate that fucking candy bar. I just ate it like a month ago. I don't have a goddamn TV. I didn't know about this commercial. Yeah. And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been my life. That's
why he rolls around with trash in the back seat of his car for at least a month before throwing it out. That's how I do it.
That's my life, man. That is my life. I have happiness in my hands.
Yeah.
And
and you don't know what you got.
I don't know what I got till it's gone.
That's right. Until you see it on TV a few days later.
Yeah. That was mine. So Hershey's, if you ever listen to this, or if somebody can get this, you can cut this little segment out and give it to Hershey's. I'm really, really mad at you for that situation.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think it would have been like printed on the front of the.
There was nothing about a contest, nothing at all.
They were still trying to figure out. Nowadays, it's like every single goddamn product in a convenience store has like some promotional thing going on, right? And it's on the package, right?
Yeah,
like it's so oversaturated everywhere. Now. I don't even look at them. You know, like I wouldn't even look at the candy wrapper. I would just eat the candy and throw the wrapper. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even gonna bother with it because every single thing's running some promotion and I don't give a shit. I just want a candy bar.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I can't help it. I give a shit about all that stuff because if I do it twice in my life.
Yeah, well, now you've got the precedent set of
school shooter's what I'm going to go find.
Yeah. Look out. Dig him up, kill him again. No, but I mean like at least it's on the package, you know, but back in the day, 80s, 90s, when they started doing all these promotional things, like I was watching this thing the other day about how Pepsi had their Pepsi points like a long time ago.
Pep coins.
And, well, now it's Pep coin or whatever, but like it was Pepsi points back in the day. And like every can of Pepsi was like 1 point or something like that. And, in any case, you could buy things with these points, right?
Yeah.
But there was also a stipulation where if you sent them, like, I forget what it is, like if you sent them like 3 or more points or $15 or something like that, you could buy points with, you know, for a certain amount of it was like, I don't know, 15 cents a point or something like that, or like 75 cents a point or something like that.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if it was $1 a point, right? They, on the commercial for this promotion, they showed this kid land outside of his high school in a Harrier jet. Right. And it just said Harrier jet, 7 million Pepsi points. Right.
Oh, well, shit.
So this guy watching this promotion gets the idea. He sends off a thing. He mails off the like $10 or whatever, $15 plus says, I want to buy, sends him a check, right? For however much money it was, like a couple $100,000 or something. He said he wanted to buy 7 million Pepsi points, or he wanted the Harrier jet because he was buying 7 million Pepsi points or whatever. And so it came down to this whole like legal battle thing where Pepsi was saying like it was a joke, like no one's intended to get that many Pepsi points.
Right.
You know, it's for, you know, it's not in the catalog of things, you know. There wasn't a website back then. It's not like, it wasn't never posted on the website. You know, no, it was like never in any print. It was never in anything other than this ad that just showed, you know, a kid. It was like a joke, right?
Yeah.
Well, they also left the door wide open to buy a Harrier jet for like $300,000. And that's what this guy tried to do. But I mean, they never accepted his money. They never cashed the check. They actually mailed it back to him and all this other stuff. And, you know, but the guy was trying to be like, no, you said it's a deal, you know, like trying to get him on it.
Is that the original? Is that why disclaimers are on commercials now?
Oh, there's disclaimers on everything now.
Was that because of that guy?
The 80s and 90s. No. It's because of everything in the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
When everyone was like,
I thought this was like the first
this killed me, or this
happened.
gave me cancer, or this did that, whatever. And like, okay, fine. We'll put a label on everything saying this might do this, or this might kill you somehow.
Yeah.
You know, like now there's disclaimers on everything. This is a joke. Harrier jet not actually included in blah blah blah. Like yes, now because of that, I'm sure. But no, they just design it out now. Like they're not going to put anything in there that could be misleading in that way. They think they learned that lesson. It could be misleading in other ways. That's fine as long as it makes products sell.
Right.
You know, I'm not singling out Pepsi. I'm just talking about it's just business in general. But that's you know, that's what I'm talking about. All of these promotions and things is that like back in the 80s and 90s, they didn't fucking know how to do it yet.
No,
like
not at all.
they just were hitting and mostly missing and sometimes hitting, you know, like, I mean, I don't know anyone who collected Pepsi points and bought anything, you know, bought a leather jacket for like 4,000 Pepsi points or something. I don't know anybody who did that.
I got it's like a Dickies work jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Got one of those. Whatever that, I don't know what that. I just say Dickies, even though it's a fucking brand.
Wait, like you got used the Pepsi points and got it?
Oh yeah, my whole family's Pepsi, dude. Grandma, I'm sorry, both sides. Like, well, I can't speak too much of my dad's side. My mom's side were Pepsi people, so we had Pepsi points, and I got the jacket, Pepsi jacket.
Nice. All right.
Pepsi's been with me for a long time.
I did know, and you probably knew some people too. I did know some people though, like, you know, it would be like extended families, friends or something like that had done back in the day. Cigarettes used to do the same thing. You had like Camel points or Cool points for Cool cigarettes. And like, you know, you could get these points. And I remember at one point someone having a Joe Camel leather jacket, with Joe Camel on the back. It had like the white arms and black leather and then like Joe Camel shooting pool on the back of it. Oh yeah, it was so cool, you know. Same, you know, Marlboro and everybody else did them, you know, like they still do that kind of stuff, but not like you can't get points off buying packs of cigarettes anymore. They kind of shut that down.
Whoops.
But still, I mean, if you drank a case of Pepsi or smoked a pack of cigarettes a day from like age, let's say 15.
Whoa.
Starting at age 15, every day you drank a 12 pack of Pepsi or you smoked one pack of Marlboro cigarettes, one or the other, two identical twins side by side. Who would die first? Who do you think would die first?
I'm going to have to go with the smoker.
You think so?
Yeah. Because I don't know.
Right. Exactly. It's a hard toss up because I mean, sodas, while fantastic, you know, like everything should be consumed in moderation. And if you drink 12 pack of soda every day, it doesn't matter if it's Pepsi or anything else, just soda, any kind of soda.
12
other than soda waters, that's a different thing, but like any kind of like Sprite, 7-Up, you know, like any of the sugary sodas. I don't know.
Pack
versus a pack a day.
So if you started
a pack a day,
you said
12 pack or a pack 20 pack of cigarettes.
Started at 15.
Start at 15.
How old are you now?
No, I'm saying like if two identical twins
would die first.
Yeah, which of the two identical twins? One smokes a pack of Marlboros a day. The other one drinks a 12 pack of Pepsi a day. Who dies first?
See, fucking no clue. No clue.
Chime in. I want to hear comments on this.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm chiming in, but I'm not.
This is the death episode, dude. Why are we talking about death so much?
I'm not going to chime in on the way I think you think I'm going to chime in. I'm chiming in the other way because there was a fucking 100-year-old lady, 102, something like that, and they asked her, what's your secret? And she was like, yeah, I drink a Dr. Pepper a day. But she's just drinking one. So
yeah. One is fine. I'm talking about like a pack for pack.
That 90-something-year-old marathon runner that was like ran the marathon and then 2 blocks over went to the pub and was like chain smoking and drinking. And I'm like, man.
Some people got it,
Yeah. So, I mean, genetically, but you said identical twins.
Whew. Yeah.
Okay.
Or clones. Let's just say 2 identical humans.
2 completely
or as identical as you can. It's identical as you can make them, yeah.
And 1 12 pack.
At 15, one starts smoking, the other one
stones from all the fucking soda.
What are you looking it up?
No, I promise. I know you can't see me. My brain.
It sounds like you're like going through a list of things like you're drinking too much soda.
I don't want to. I mean, we're podcasting here. I don't want to be silent, so I'm going through what my brain is saying right now.
Okay.
So you got kidney stones and diabetes from all the fucking sugar, but you do have the caffeine. That keeps you a little more active. And then cigarettes, you're not eating as much because you're smoking. Oh, shit, man. I'm still going I'm going to go smoker. Smoker's going to die first.
You think so?
Yeah.
Just 1 pack a day, though?
Yeah.
Never any more, never any less.
Yep. Smoker's going to get it first.
All right. I personally happen to think it's the soda drinker.
I mean, it's so fucking close. I don't know, but
I don't know. I'm just saying, put it in the comments if you write in.
I mean, there might be outside reasons. I'm specifically saying smoker goes. We won't get into that, though.
Wait, what?
I'm saying there might be outside sources, outside reference points, outside of, my own train of thought, influencing my answers on why.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'm saying the smoker goes first.
Because you don't work for a cigarette company, is what you're telling me.
Nope, definitely do not work for a tobacco company.
Yep. I saw this. It was a documentary. It was just like a short film. It was still half an hour long, but it was you could tell it was like the dawn of the age of like cinema film. Like where people were going to the movie theaters regularly, and there'd be all these like little documentaries or shows before. Like a movie.
Right.
Like Jimmy goes to, school and blah, 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 or whatever, Well, they had this one that was called Meet North Carolina, right? Okay. And it was just kind of like a documentary-ish thing where they're going through, all the beautiful, wonderful things that North Carolina has to offer.
Right.
Right. This was from like the 50s, right? Okay. I'm talking probably couldn't have been mid 50s at most. It was in color, which is amazing. But yeah, they get, about 10, 15 minutes in, then they're on to like what happens over further in more eastern North Carolina, where all the tobacco fields are, right? And then, they go through them picking the tobacco and like the big warehouses with pallets of dried tobacco leaves, and they're auctioning them all off. And then to the cigarette companies, and showing them process the leaves, and all these like cigarette girls that are like on the line, stacking them up and stuff like that.
Of course.
It's like they're going through, how proud it is, it's like obviously in an era before they knew anything about cigarettes,
Yeah.
other than how to make tons of them and give them to every single person everywhere.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it was funny how they were just like going on and on and on about the huge tobacco industry, the wonderful tobacco industry in beautiful North Carolina. It's like, nowadays, like it wouldn't even, they don't want to talk about that at all.
No,
you'd never find that in any tourist information or anything.
Oh, I'm sure you still can. Are you kidding me? I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure you can go take tours of like Philip Morris or something, just like you could like a distillery or something like that.
Yeah, but I'm saying in fucking brochures, I'm sure it's. I mean,
it may be mentioned, but it's not like,
dude,
the proud industry of North Carolina. You know what I mean?
don't know, man. I beg to differ, bro. I really. You gotta.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people in North Carolina that are like
more often.
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I need to go get some East Coast in. I haven't been other than to Florida, but like, fuck Florida.
That's not really East Coast. That's. I mean, I don't know what the fuck.
The Dong of Americas has been called.
The Dong.
So yeah, it's got an East and a West Coast. So I'm talking about states that only have an East Coast.
Yeah, Georgia and up.
Georgia on up. Yep. But yeah. Okay. Well, was that everything on the list?
No, there is one more that I'm even more fascinated about.
All right.
And it kind of ties in to what I was talking about.
Beginning, middle, and end. Some friends become enemies. Enemies become friends.
We got down this. No, before we started the podcast, I had mentioned a similar idea. And then I was like, no, I'll save it for the podcast. And then I'm reading this and I'm like, oh, that's kind of fucking interesting.
Can I stop you really quick before we start into this one?
Uh-oh, what you got?
If you'll just bring your phone mic out of your beard, that'd be great.
Oh, I did it again, didn't I? Well,
my audio recognition is having trouble identifying who you are with the beard.
What had happened was I'm wearing the headset and I'm also wearing the headphones.
Yeah.
Somehow in the process, one fell forward, the other fell back. So I went to readjust. All right, my bad. And
no worries. Should have done a video. I know we should have done a video call.
That way you could have just told me, hey, bud.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, we wouldn't have needed the headsets. We would have been on the phone.
Needed the fucking things.
Yeah.
I wonder if
anyhow.
Okay.
What's last on the list here? Let's. We're already almost 2 hours in. I guess
150. 10 minutes left here. All right. Implanting memories as a way to live multiple lifetimes.
I believe I titled this originally as The Inner Light. I don't know why, what I was thinking at the time. But like my thought was, okay, so thinking about like the way they're talking about implantable things to interface with your brain, like brain machine interface.
Yeah.
BMI. The new BMI, not the old one for fat people.
We have a fat man's perspective on this.
Exactly. When I hear BMI, I'm like, what do the tech people all of a sudden care about fat people? What's going on here? No, but the brain machine interface. And I talked about how like you could be able to save state. And we've talked about this before where, you know, like you could save the state of your mind, you know, your brain, all your memories, everything from a certain point in time. So like if ever something happened, you could at least reset to that point, you know, like as a backup. It's like, you know, like a backup for your computer. Like, you know, if we're connecting the brain to a computer, now maybe we could back up our brain onto a computer, you know, or at least store it. Right.
Fucking rad.
But my thought is like one step further from that. And this, you know, one of my favorite movies, I've only watched it maybe a handful of times because it's kind of intense and it's a cheesy classic, you know, it's kind of cheese and a little dated as well, is the original with starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Total Recall. Have you ever seen this?
No, I only saw the leg scene.
Scene?
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, what's her? It's his wife, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. So no.
Which one? Damn it. No, I'm thinking of True Lies.
Oh, yeah. True Lies. Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh, yeah. Jamie Lee Curtis in that one.
And, okay. My bad. Total Recall is that just Sharon Stone? Across the legs?
No. Who was in that one?
Fuck me.
I don't know if I know I don't think the girl that was in that was a famous person at that point. I don't know. Anyway, the main star is Arnold Schwarzenegger. You'll recognize a few other people in the movie, but it's like basically they can implant memories into your head.
Oh shit.
So like if you want to take a vacation but you don't have time, you can just come in the afternoon and they'll just implant a memory of a 2-week vacation and you just like come out of it and you feel like great and you feel like you took a vacation, but you just did it in an afternoon, right? That's the idea. Without having to spend a ton of money, you can like visit other places and take time off or whatever, like, cause it's just in your mind, you live for 2 weeks in this simulation or whatever, or these implanted memories. In the movie, of course, it all goes wrong because, maybe, you know, like, he selected this secret agent program that had to do with Mars and there was a colony on Mars at the time, you know, and I don't know. Go watch the movie if you want to know the whole plot. But essentially the basis of it was his memory had already been altered, you know, like they think or whatever. But you didn't know if it was part of the whole plot. Like, you know, was he really experiencing this or was this all part of this like espionage, adventure that he decided to plan in his head? Right. They call it Total Recall because they were saying like he was remembering some of the memories or something like that. He had total recall, right? He remembered everything, right?
Damn.
But that, you know, that opens a window to talk about how you could take away memories out of people's minds as well. But my thought was, right, like life is really fucking short. But if like Matrix style, you could just like throw a program on to where you could live, you know, however long it takes to learn, you know, jujitsu or something, however many months or years to master that and condense it down into something that you can just like put in your brain in a matter of seconds. And then all of a sudden, you know, something, right? But at the same time, like, could you take other people's like entire life experience and implant it into another person? So that over time, like you could do this with multiple people. So like one person could have lived in their mind, you know, through implanted memories, could have lived multiple lifetimes. Like you're not extending life so you can live longer. You're condensing several lifetimes into one lifetime. You know, like I feel like that is a more attainable goal to be able to like implant memories of another person's life than it is to make someone's life, you know, make someone live for 1,000 years or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, I would want to jump on this now.
Like well, I mean, the only way it would be possible is when several people have saved states, you know, of their entire life, you know, of their entire memories.
Oh, okay.
So like it would have to be like once the technology comes out, then you can have save states. But, you know, that's always the thing. Like how many, you know, like what's the blurred line if you all of a sudden in just a matter of, let's say, a few minutes have the experience of someone of, you know, 60 or 70 years old, right? Like in your mind, you live 70 years and now all of a sudden you're like back in your body, like your original body. Like what would be, you know, there's been several sci-fi things that have kind of like broached on this topic of like living in an alternate life and then snapping back to reality, you know, after many decades of living this life and being super confused, like going in and coming out.
Didn't that happen to that guy? That in real life here, not a movie. Some guy in a bar like fell out off the bar stool and cracked his head. And he was only out for like a couple of minutes. But when he came back to, he like claimed 30 years and
had passed.
Like, no, he like went to some other place. Like he claimed he lived 30 years with a wife, kids, and job. And so in those 2 minutes, he had lived 30 years. And when he came back to, we were like, no, dude, you fell off the bar stool. You're a little too drunk. And the motherfucker's like been in therapy for years,
trying to like lost his wife and family,
to get to that fucking part, you know. And it's weird. Like that wasn't real. Like, but he thinks this isn't real.
Yeah, exactly. Like it blurs the lines of what's real. But I mean, like if you were going into it knowing that that's what you were doing, like would it be any different? You know? Would it be like that? Would it be like you lived 70 years in someone else's mind and then came back to yours? Or would it just be like memories added to your own? So it felt the same, you know, like you just knew them now and didn't live through it. Like it's just added to your own memories and your own intelligence or whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know how it would happen, how it would feel. You know, that's obviously never... It's not a reality yet.
Well, the reality
like it's still science fiction, like idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the reality, even I mean, you're not going to sit in a fucking chair for 2 weeks. Why wouldn't you just go on the fucking vacation? You know, so
well, no, yeah. The point is that it would happen in a very short amount of time. Like
so you know, download these memories. Memories are attached to emotion and feelings and.
Right.
Touch and whatever. Like your brain is capable of all kinds of crazy shit. So I see this as being a pretty fucking cool thing. You know, you don't have time to go on a vacation. Two fucking minutes. You've had a 2-week vacation. You feel well rested and shit. I think this is a beautiful thing.
That would be amazing, right?
I'm all for it, man.
Yeah,
all for it.
Until they hit that memory cap, and then all of a sudden, boom, you got to fight your way out. You got to shoot your way out.
I had mentioned prior to starting this segment that like this is something I've talked about. It's two different things. So whenever anybody asks me like a superpower that I wish I had, like, you know, that kid question, what if you had any superpower, what would it be? And to me, it's freezing or having control of time, like being able to pause time to be able to do things and, you know, then get back to reality. Like even sleeping, like let me pause time, get my sleep in, unpause time. I can keep going while everybody else, you know, I'm ahead of the curve.
That's another thing, you know, like could you just implant sleep into your brain and keep going?
It'd be fucking great, dude. Never stop. That would be great.
Never give up, never die.
And then what I just talked about earlier today is why memories are fucking negative, you know, and and you know, if we're going to tie in here, I think this is a good spot because I'm not saying that all memories people have are negative. I just personally think in my own
ruminate. We fixate on the negative ones.
Yeah, we totally, like your first 9 times out of 10, your first memory is a negative one.
fear based, something bad happened, and that's what kind of like sparks your brain to start having memories, right? So, why the fuck? Why is that? Is that an evolutionary thing? We had to survive as like cavemen back in the day, so everything was all survival mode, and you remember the fear shit, you remember the pain, so that you don't have to go through it again.
Yeah, I think, probably is partially evolutionary as well. That it's a big deal in our society, more broadly right now, about how many people think like this is a terrible time to live, right? Like this is the worst, you talk to some people and this is the worst time ever to be alive.
Right.
You talk to a historian, they can tell you like the year 1280 was the worst year to be alive, or something like where your life expectancy was a third of what it is now, like there was no one looking out for you. Everyone took advantage of you, and you died from massive diseases or in a war that whatever. And you say, well, how is that different than today? Well, obviously, like we live way longer. Our relative comfort in our life, the standard of living is way higher. Obviously indoor plumbing, and like this is all these great things. Like there's all this great things about the world, and the reason that like now is like literally one of the best times. Like the world is the best it's ever been, up to this point. But all we can see is like the bad things. Sure, it's like in your face more now because it's 24-hour news and all through social media and everything else. Like you're constantly pinged with all of this like crazy bad news all the time. So like you're hearing about the instances of bad things a lot more than people would have before.
Yeah.
So what's the trade-off? There's something scientifically, I forget exactly what the psychological process is, but this is a known thing in psychology, how people remember. Your brain recalls far more easily negative things or negative memories than it does positive ones. Like positive ones are like a better for you, like they do more for your physical and mental state than negative memories or negative, like thoughts or whatever. But there's something about it that the brain prioritizes the more negative things. Like this is across the board. This is almost everyone, like everyone. This is just how brains work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
that's where they say it's like kind of evolutionarily speaking is it's got to be something deep seated where it's a like, oh, watch out, like you're constantly having to watch out for things. And like the negative things can help keep you alive, is essentially what it is. But at the point that we are now in the standard of living and everything else that we live in now, or at times of relative ease and comfort, I think the brain, more, there's this weird battle between like, okay, I want to give my kid like the best life possible. Right. So I want to do, as much for them as I can and all this other stuff. Right. But, and you hear a lot of people talk about this too, is there are a lot of people who had fucked up childhoods and that motivated them, like that the bad things about their life, earlier on force them to become a better person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how people who have very little struggle ever are more entitled or more, like they see more of the negative things. Like people who struggle are more hopeful and more optimistic than people who never had a struggle ever before. Like everything's an inconvenience to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, that's the trade-off. Like how like if I want my kid to come out not a total useless piece of shit, you know what I mean? Like I've got to let them struggle a little bit, even though it's counterintuitive. But at the same time, you know, like that's what's going on in everyone's brain is like, you know, we've got to create a struggle in order to have something to like be hopeful or overcome, right? It's like part of human nature.
Whew. You can go on that for hours, man.
Ergo, why at a time where it's, you know, better in the world for more people than has ever been, like ever. This is the best time people so far to be alive.
They want to go back, but I think they mean like with the stuff they have now.
Right. Yeah.
Let me go back with my fucking brand new phone.
Well, it's romanticizing. That's another thing.
And, you know,
the golden years.
Where I am, hashtag blessed.
Yeah.
19, 20, whatever. Like, no, that's the fucking Great Depression, you moron. But whatever. Like,
well, technically not till the 1930s, but that's cool.
I thought it was 20s to 30s.
Well, yeah,
30s to 40s.
1928, but like the Depression was in full swing after 1930, really.
So
the 30s were like the 30s to 40s were the roughest economic period for this developing country.
I mean, thought basically we were shooting from the hip here and making up shit as we go along. I don't need your facts, sir.
I mean, I think what you were thinking of is when the first radio went into a car. That was in the 20s, 1922.
Yeah, the Chevy.
We settled that last week. Oh, yeah. Speaking of, I have a very important Belafonte retraction, right?
Okay.
Because last episode, we touched on the banana boat deal.
Yeah.
And I knew it was Harry Belafonte, but I assumed he was dead. I looked him up just to figure out how to spell his name when I was typing in stuff in for the description. And I was like, holy shit, the guy's still alive.
Oh,
he's like 93 or 97 years old or something like that, but he's still alive.
Oh, you threw him under the banana boat.
I threw him right under the boat.
No.
Yeah, but either way.
Wait, it doesn't, you can't, don't feel too bad because you're dead.
I was dead. Yeah, I was definitely dead. So I was living in the upside down world.
Yeah.
The underworld, the mirror world of our own where everyone who's alive is actually dead and everyone who's dead is actually alive.
Right.
That's where I live. This is the death episode, dude. We're going to get into all the death theories.
Death episode, FAP laps and death episodes.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Yep, just to go to the FAP lap. FAP lapping.
I could call it, man. I don't want to, whatever that saying is.
Quit while you're ahead.
Yeah, that one. Don't
bow out gracefully.
God damn it. What's the one I'm thinking though? What's going to bother me? Bury a dead horse. Don't beat a dead horse.
Yeah, you don't beat a dead horse.
Yeah. We're sitting fat cats right now. I think
I only beat live horses.
We've captured so many glorious things through this fucking
This was we definitely went a lot more serious this time. I think it's because it's so late.
Well, yeah. I think because I changed the name to Funny Angle, now we're going to be serious.
Yeah. Now we're not funny anymore. Yeah, exactly.
God damn it.
Oh well.
I am going to throw this in the ring before we close here. Six Nations. We gave out information last time, and I'm going to do it again this time because we got a couple of months. February 6th is when Six Nations 2021 fixtures start. So
yeah, well, allegedly, it's in inverted commas, if you will, 6 or 7 weeks, and we are going to be throwing some spoilers out there for sure. If we, no,
well, I don't know if I wouldn't mind. Well, I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, February 6th is when it starts. And after that, or even before, I'm going to keep up with some things and mention some shit out there, but whatever. I just wanted to. Six Nations is so fucking good, man. I love that shit so. I'm so passionate about that particular
contest.
Yeah, I just
championship
up at fucking 6 a.m. and grabbing a Guinness and shouting to the top of my lungs with a bunch of.
I miss the days of going to the pub and doing it at the pub.
Yeah, hopefully.
I mean, granted, that was the most expensive way to do it. It was the only way at the time, but it was like $20 to get in the door, you know? So it's like you had to fucking stay all day, you know? Like get your money's worth.
Though. Fucking
yeah. But I do miss, you know, go and get some like some Irish breakfast and some Irish coffees or something and watching the game super early. Yeah, that's fun.
So, yeah, dude, it's February 6th, Italy and France kick it off. And then after that game is England and Scotland. And then Sunday, the 7th, will be Wales and Ireland. So, fucking A, nice. Dude, I'm excited. 6 weeks.
Is it, have you found out? Because I know that, like, it's gained a lot of traction here in the U.S. Mm-hmm. Do you know if it's going to be streaming anywhere specific?
I'm not sure on specificities just yet, but I will definitely keep looking and checking and making sure I stay on top of this.
Right. I've been thinking about, the advertising is starting to work on me, if you will. I've been thinking about doing like a VPN type of thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. If that's the way to go. If you
do VPN, you could just watch it right on freaking BBC or whatever.
Yeah, if that's the way to go, I'm definitely going to do that for sure. But I also want to make sure I find out where those streaming shit is.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's that.
Okie doke.
Fucking
another good show. Thank you. What? Wait, what?
I said great Deathcast today.
Deathcast, yes.
Great.
Yes. Let's put this one to rest.
Burn bridges as we go. Fuck them all.
We're going to beat our horses right off a cliff. So what? I mean, we have a YouTube now.
Yes.
We have funanglepodcast at Gmail.
Yeah.
Send hate mail. Another thing that we're working on, I say that because we're not really working on it yet, but is getting the actual like audio version over to Anchor, I assume, or somewhere.
Yeah.
So it can be distributed.
Well, now that the YouTube one is started, I feel like, that kicked it off. Like, okay, this is official. Now it's time to like fucking do it.
Yeah, for sure. So we got a few more things to make happen before we, got full deets. But, hit us up in the comments, YouTube, Fun Angle Podcast, Gmail. You can hit me up on Twitter at Richardography. Yes, Richardography.
Richardometry. It's always
it's all the same.
One or the other. You got it.
But yeah, I guess until next time.
Hell to the
Howdy ho, neighbor.